Hello, my name is David, and I want to tell you about a time I gave my family a lesson they'll never forget. This all started a few weeks before Easter in a quiet suburb of Boston, Massachusetts. You're not welcome. This Easter, my mother's voice was frigid and final, as if I were a stranger she barely knew, not the son who'd been financially supporting them for years. There was no room for discussion. I didn't argue or plead. I simply replied, okay, but don't expect the monthly payment of $9,500. The line went dead. With a deep breath, I opened my laptop and one by one started to dismantle the comfortable life they had built on my dime. The real betrayal in families like ours isn't shouted, it's a cold, calculated absence. It's the silent treatment, the forgotten invitation to a family dinner, the look of disdain. For years, I was the one who kept their home running smoothly. Literally, I paid for the electricity, which cost about $320 a month. The water bill was $105. Internet, cable, and phone services ran me another $195. I also covered the minimums on their credit cards to protect their scores and paid down the loan my father had taken out on the house. It all amounted to about $9,500 single month. And what did I get in return to be called ungrateful, dramatic, or difficult? I remember the last time I truly felt like their son. I was 13 and I'd won a prize for a science fair project. My mom baked a cake and my dad hugged me so tightly I could barely breathe. Then my sister Serena was born and everything changed. She became the golden child, the center of their world. After that, I was just the reliable one. The extra support they called when the furnace broke, the car died, or Serena needed a spontaneous trip to Paris for emotional clarity. I always said yes, but I realize now that I should have said no. The final insult wasn't even about me, it was for my nephews. Birthday Serena's son. I sent a substantial check, and I didn't even get a thank you, not from her, not from my parents. Instead, my mother called telling me my recent attitude was upsetting the whole family. When I asked what she meant, she snapped, "You think we owe you something just because you make money?" I swallowed the familiar insult, and that's when she delivered the final blow. "You're not welcome this Easter. We want peace this year." So I gave them a taste of their own peace. I took away their comfort and convenience. The first thing to go was the electricity. I logged into the utility account I'd managed since Dad lost his job in 2021. Disabled the auto-pay and scheduled a disconnection for April 2nd, a couple of days before Easter. Next was the water. I called the utility board, confirmed my identity, and removed my credit card from the account. They had 2 months of unpaid bills. I scheduled the shutoff for April 3rd. Then came the internet. That was the easiest. I logged in, terminated the contract, and let the early termination fee be charged to them. I never touched their bank account or changed any passwords. I simply allowed reality to set in naturally. On Easter morning, I got a text from Serena. It simply said, really, no punctuation, no explanation. A call from my dad came next, but I ignored it. Then my mom called. Answered, "Are you out of your mind?" She hissed, "The power is out. We have guests." I took a slow sip of my coffee. Sounds peaceful, I said calmly. There was a pause. Then she asked, "How could you do this to your family?" I smiled. "You already did." I told her. "You just didn't expect the consequences." The fallout was swift. The guests left when the food in the fridge spoiled. Serena's friends posted videos on TikTok about the luxury blackout their neighbors watched as the smart locks and lights stopped working. Embarrassment spreads faster than wildfire in neighborhoods like theirs. They even sent my uncle to talk to me. He sat across from me in a diner in Phoenix, Arizona, nervously chewing on his straw. "They're really sorry," he said. "No, they're not," I corrected him. "They're just inconvenienced." "There's a difference," he sighed. "But you're still there, son." I simply responded, "No, I was their wallet, and now it's closed." 3 weeks later, an apology arrived. It wasn't a call or a visit, but a handwritten letter from my dad. He admitted he was ashamed that he'd let money replace gratitude, and that had allowed Serena to turn the family against me, he said. he would understand if I never spoke to them again. I didn't reply to the letter, but I did turn the power back on quietly. No grand announcement, no reunion, no I told you so, just a renewed silence and a sense of peace. This time it was mine. People think revenge is a loud scream, but the deepest form of revenge is simple denial. Denied them access to the one thing they took for granted me. They told me I wasn't welcome. So I gave them a taste of life without me. They didn't like it, and I can guarantee they'll never forget.